Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Arsenal ready to hold a fresh contract talks with William Saliba next week. Arsenal are ready to hold further talks with the representatives of William Saliba next week, with ESPN reporting that the Gunners remain confident of agreeing a new contract for the centre-back. Everything seems to be going well for Mikel Arteta's men right now. They are flying high in the Premier League and they have moved 8 points clear after beating their North London rivals at the weekend. Announcing a new deal for Saliba would be a further boost for the Gunners. However, getting to that point has not been straightforward for Arsenal. ESPN reports that Arsenal took up the option to extend the Frenchman's terms by a further 12 months to ensure that he is currently tied down until 2024, but their latest offer of a new deal was rejected by Saliba, and ESPN claims that they were some way of making a proposal that the centre-back was happy with. It's noted that Saliba wants to sign a new deal and he is happy in North London, and with that, a fresh round of talks is set to be held next week, with his representatives set to arrive in the capital for discussions. Arsenal fans will be delighted if the club can confirm that Saliba is staying for the long term. The 21-year-old has been every bit as good this season as supporters hoped he would be before his debut, and his partnership with Gabriel Magalhaes is one which can continue to grow for years to come. He has been unbelievable this season, and agreeing a new deal would be another statement of intent from the Premier League leaders. Clearly, it's not going to be a simple task, but there is a desire on all sides to reach an agreement. Fulham hoping to sign Arsenal defender Cedric Torres before this weekend. According to the Daily Mail, Arsenal defender Cedric Torres is on the verge of leaving the Emirates to join Marco Silva's Fulham this week. The Cottagers have been linked with a move for the Portugal international for a while now. Rumours quietened down after the news first emerged, but it now looks like a deal will go through in the coming days. Cedric was never the first choice at Arsenal, but following some of Mikel Arteta's decisions since the start of the season, the Portugal international dropped further down the pecking order. Ben White has been moved into right back, and the Englishman has become one of the best players in that position in the Premier League. Takahiro Tomiyasu, who has been exceptional almost every time he has played, is now White's deputy, which means there is just no place for Cedric in the side, despite his experience. The 31-year-old has played just once in the Premier League this season, which is not enough for a player at this stage of his career. He needs to be playing regularly, and a move to Fulham could offer him that. The report claims that the Lily Whites are closing in on agreeing a deal with Arsenal for Cedric. It has also been claimed that Silva is hopeful of getting this done by the end of this week, maybe even before the Gunners take on Manchester United on Sunday evening. Cedric, branded as an excellent player, has played 59 times for Arsenal in all competitions since joining the club from Southampton. Alan Shearer praised Aaron Ramsdale for North London derby display. Alan Shearer has told The Athletic that he thinks Arsenal shot stopper Aaron Ramsdale is really confident and cocky as he praised his North London derby display. Ramsdale played a key role for the Gunners on Sunday as they managed to pick up their first league win away to Tottenham since 2014. The Gunners blew Spurs away in the first half and stormed into a 2-0 lead. Arsenal relied on Ramsdale to ensure they kept their 2-goal lead in the second half, and the Englishman certainly stepped up. He made a string of impressive saves to deny Sessegnon, Harry Kane and Kulusevski. Arsenal managed to see out an impressive victory as Ramsdale kept Spurs at bay, and the shot-stopper celebrated in front of the South Stand at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium by kissing the Gunners badge and sticking his tongue out. Ramsdale was involved in a confrontation with Richarlison before he was kicked by a Tottenham supporter as he tried to collect his water bottle, and Shearer feels the Arsenal man is certainly not to blame for the incident and praised his performance in the North London derby. Writing in his latest column for The Athletic, Shearer praised Ramsdale and Arteta for walking away from the conflict after the game. There was an obnoxious exception. Ramsdale, by the way, was superb throughout the match, confident and cocky, and no blame should be attached to him for what happened afterwards as he bent down to retrieve a water bottle. So what if he kissed his badge? And it's okay that, isn't it? To get some and give some in return, even if it's just a little bit? Or because players get paid decent money, do we think they should just take it, soak up abuse, and bluff on like robots? Off the top of my head, I can't think of any other environment, certainly not connected to leisure or entertainment, where stuff like this is normalized to the extent it is in football. Fair play to Ramsdale and Arsenal for pulling back for more confrontation. Ali McCoist says Arsenal now have a chance of a Jude Bellingham deal. Ali McCoist has told talkSPORT that Arsenal have to be considered contenders to sign Jude Bellingham, given the progress Mikel Arteta's men have made over the last year. Bellingham's future is going to be a key talking point over the next few months. He is one of the world's best talents, winning plaudits for his performances for both club and country. In fact, CIES Football Observatory suggests that Bellingham is the player with the highest value in the world at around £183 million. Previously, it had appeared that the Gunners stood no chance of a deal. 90 Minutes recently reported that it's Liverpool, Manchester City and Real Madrid who all lead the race for the teenager. But of course, Arsenal are not the same side they were when speculation over Bellingham started up. They now sit 8 points clear at the top of the Premier League table, and Mikel Arteta is clearly building something special at the Emirates. McCoist was asked about the possibility of Liverpool signing Bellingham, and he suggested that Arsenal are now one of the sides who could be in the mix, he told talkSPORT. Arsenal have got to come into the equation because of the team, because of the manager, because of the way the club's going, the ages of the squad. Arsenal would obviously come into it. Any side who get the impression that they could land Bellingham would be foolish not to make the most of the opportunity. He is an unbelievable prospect who hardly appears to even have a ceiling. Obviously, the costs are going to be prohibitive to many. Dortmund may not hold out for £183 million, but they are surely going to want something over £100 million if they are going to let him go in the summer. He has the potential to prove to be worth the cost, and Arsenal are definitely now able to shop in a different market should they wish to. Certainly, no deal would be a bigger statement of intent than the Gunners managing to win the race for Bellingham. Arsenal signing Musa Diabi unlikely due to £88 million asking price. Arsenal now look unlikely to be able to sign Musa Diabi, with 90 Minutes reporting that Bayer Leverkusen wants more than £88 million for the winger. The Gunners are now being linked with a raft of forwards after missing out on Mykhailo Mudryk after months of speculation. Rafinha was the first to be mentioned. Sport Italia suggested that Arsenal had made contact about a possible move for the Barcelona star. Sky Germany has since reported that the Brazilian wants to stay at Camp Nou, but the report added that Arsenal were monitoring Diaby. Diaby has been outstanding for Bayer Leverkusen this season. He has scored 8 goals and contributed 4 assists in all competitions. Sky Germany noted that Diaby would not come cheap, and 90 Minutes has now provided further details on the Gunners being linked with the Frenchman. The report suggests that a move to the Emirates is currently looking unlikely, and one of the major hurdles is the fact that Leverkusen want more than £88 million for Diaby. That would make the 23-year-old more expensive than Mudryk. Diaby has been astonishing for the Bundesliga side. He has scored 43 goals and contributed 41 assists in 146 games for the club. Mudryk was clearly the name at the very top of Arsenal's wish list for a long time, so if they were reluctant to pay so much for the Ukrainian, it's little surprise that they seemingly have little intention of paying that amount for Diaby. He is clearly a very special talent with incredible pace. He would have the potential to get Arsenal fans out of their seats, but it would seem that those hoping that he ends up in Mikel Arteta's squad this month are set for disappointment. Ferran Torres knows Arsenal want to sign him. Journalist Dean Jones has claimed that Barcelona forward Ferran Torres has known for a while that Arsenal are interested in signing him. The Gunners spent the first half of the January transfer window trying to bring Mykhailo Mudryk to the Emirates. The deal looked close at one point, but Chelsea swooped in and lured the Ukrainian away from Mikel Arteta's side. Now Arsenal are looking for an alternative, and Torres' name has come out of the rumour mill. Torres is no stranger to the fans of the Premier League. The 22-year-old Spaniard spent 2 years at Manchester City. He scored 16 goals and provided 4 assists in 30 starts in all competitions, with Pep Guardiola branding him as a clinical player during his time there. Torres left City and joined Barcelona in January last year in a deal worth an initial €55 million plus add-ons. He signed a 5-year contract at the Camp Nou and is protected by a release clause of an eye-watering €1 billion. Arsenal have been linked with a move to sign Torres for a while now, and Jones has revealed that the Spaniard is aware of the Gunners' interest, raising doubts over if Rafinha would want to leave Barca for Arsenal after just winning a trophy. The journalist told Give Me Sport. The same might be true for Ferran Torres, but I'd say the difference there might be the fact that Ferran knows that Arsenal have wanted him for some time now, which suggests that he would fit in well into what they are trying to build under Mikel Arteta, so that one could prove interesting still. Arsenal are short of options in attack at the moment. The Gunners lost Gabriel Jesus and Reiss Nelson to injuries, while although Emile Smith-Rowe and Fabio Vieira can play out wide, they are more suited to a central role. Young Marquinhos is the only other option, but he isn't quite ready to be a regular in the Premier League. A new forward would really help them out, and Torres checks many boxes. The 22-year-old has played as a striker as well as out wide in the Premier League before. His movement is good and he is clinical in front of goal, which makes him a very interesting option. However, whether Barcelona will allow him to leave in the coming days remains to be seen. Tony Cascarino reacts as Arsenal eyes summer move for Declan Rice. Tony Cascarino has told The Times that Arsenal could have their next Patrick Vieira and Gilberto Silva if the Gunners were able to sign Declan Rice and play him alongside Thomas Partey. Rice's future is becoming a big talking point in the January transfer window. There is surely absolutely no chance that he leaves West Ham this month, but it would appear that his departure is looking somewhat inevitable in the summer. The Times reported this week that Arsenal have made Rice their top target for the end of the season. West Ham, meanwhile, are expected to let him go. The Gunners are going confident that they will be the ones to win the race for the £80 million England international, but obviously they are not going to be the only side in the running. Rice has established himself as one of the best midfielders in the Premier League, and Cascarino believes that the Gunners would move a step closer to having a fresh Invincibles side with the 24-year-old in their team. He told The Times, Rice will cover for the weaknesses of others and provide a platform for teammates to play their best game. He wins the ball and gets it forward quickly. For a team with such quick and direct attacking talent, having someone who reads moments and intercepts the ball and then immediately supplies a teammate is critical. I imagine Rice would come in to replace Granit Xhaka, which would give Arsenal depth and increase that solidity and protection in midfield. Alongside Partey, that could be the next Patrick Vieira-Gilberto Silva partnership. Rice is magnificent and has shown that he has the versatility to slot in almost anywhere. He came through the ranks at West Ham as a centre-back with the ability to push forward, and shortly after, he became one of the best holding players in the league, but he has also shown that he has the ability to really drive forward and play more of a box-to-box role too, so it's absolutely no surprise that he is attracting attention from the best sides in the country. It would be a potential game changer for Arsenal if they could secure his signature, and it seems that the Gunners are optimistic of striking a deal. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news show, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.